Search and rescue efforts are intensifying in Louisiana after Hurricane Ida made landfall as a Category 4 storm over the weekend. More than 1 million customers across the state are without power. Officials say nearly 2,000 miles of power lines across the state are damaged, and it could take several weeks to repair those damages. The lack of power, of course, is causing concern for Louisiana residents as temperatures are expected to exceed 100 degrees Fahrenheit today. Ida made landfall off the coast of Louisiana Sunday, packing winds of up to 150 miles per hour. The storm is being blamed for at least 2 deaths across the region, but that number is expected to rise. In Mississippi, 2 people died when torrential rains caused a highway to collapse. CBS News' Michael George has more on the ongoing recovery efforts.
Using boats and helicopters, rescuers are still searching for people stranded by Ida's floodwaters along Louisiana's Gulf Coast.
The ceiling in every room caved in, and it was unbelievable. 4 feet of water just came rushing in.
Cell phone video captured a hospital evacuation of about 100 patients. Inside of one of the transfer vehicles, they were stacked 3 rows high. Overall, the storm that made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane Sunday was a test of the region's flood defense system, fortified after Hurricane Katrina. For the most part, it held, but the region's power grid did not. This was a 400-foot tall transmission tower. After Ida, it's a pile of rubble. It's one of the reasons power is out in the New Orleans metro area. Supermarkets, gas stations, hospitals, they're all trying to run on backup generators. The storm knocked out more than 2,000 miles of transmission lines. Louisiana's governor says 25,000 utility workers are making repairs and more crews are on the way. But it could be weeks before power is restored.
I can't tell you when the power is going to be restored, but what I can tell you is we're going to work hard every single day to deliver as much assistance as we possibly can.
It hurt, man.
70-year-old Theophilus Charles says he weathered multiple hurricanes in this home built by his grandmother.
They just start falling apart, blowing away on me. I ain't got a dry spot in the house.
Ida changed that, and now he says he has no place to go. Michael George, CBS News, Bridge City, Louisiana.
Joining us now is Rob Gaudet. He is the CEO of Crowd Relief, a citizen-led, crowdsourcing-backed disaster relief program. He's also the founder and director of the Cajun Navy Foundation, a volunteer-based organization that helps to provide rescue and relief efforts during natural disasters. Rob, thanks so much for joining us. So you and the Cajun Navy were some of the first responders on the ground once Ida made landfall. Can you tell us what you saw and what you're seeing there now?
There's no water. There's no food. People need to stay back, and you want to get back to your life, but it's going to be months. People are actually. The EOC here is telling us they're having their whole family go rent apartments in other cities. Bad it is. It's going to be a very long time before people are going to be able to have any semblance of normalcy here, and that's the biggest challenge that we have.
Well, I'm so glad that we were able to hear you clearly for that portion of it.
Yeah. I actually stood up and I'm pointing my phone at the tower.
Oh, that's great. Well, maybe that helps because you really sort of painted a very clear picture of how dire the situation is on the ground. Like you said, no water, no electricity, but also very limited communication.
Yeah, there is no communication, literally no communication at all. And what we're doing is providing services to the community that are here. And we have handed out probably 2 or 3 pallets of water to 100 bars. We went over a mile long. What you're going to be facing is long car lines, gas, no food, no water. People don't need to come.
Well, Rob, you've made that pretty clear that people need to stay away if they are out. But what about all those people who are stuck and stranded? How can they get the word out if they need help?
Yeah, you're going to have to get in your car, and you can drive from our location. We are on the Walmart parking lot on Martin Luther King in Houma, Martin Luther King Boulevard, and we call it. And SAFE is an acronym for Swift Action Force Emerge Camp, SAFE Camp, and we can provide food and water. Our supplies are limited right now until we can get our logistics chains going and getting, the supplies here, which is happening, but it's slow. We're not able to service all of the vehicles that are waiting for help from us. We're going to have to actually start walking our line here in a minute and just telling people we're out of supplies. And gas is precious, so you're waiting in this car line for 20, 30 minutes, and you get up here and we're out. So, and there's a place. So it's pretty dire.
That's
this is a community of over 100,000 people. It is. This is a community of over 100,000 parish. And the hard part, this parish is it's kind of off the grid, not to the point that there's no electricity, but it's not a seen area. It's a sister city to New Orleans, small, off of the radar for most people related to this disaster. And if I could put a call out, it would be for those people that can make things happen regarding water. We need 18-wheelers full of water. We need food. We need the basic supplies, personal hygiene like diapers, adult diapers. We're being asked for a lot of diapers. If you can help move things this direction, we can take them at the Walmart parking lot on Martin Luther King in Houma, and then we can provide those. We can provide those items to the community members and to the other local nonprofits, the churches, and things like that.
And Rob, are you all in touch with FEMA?
We're not in touch with FEMA at this moment. We have made contact with the local EOC where we are right now. I think the governor's here in a meeting with officials. But we source our supplies through the general public. We reach a lot of people through our social following, Facebook, and you can actually see live what we do when we have connections. It's Cajun Navy Ground Force Facebook page. And we have a tremendous response that we get in these times through our social followings. And people respond, organizations and businesses respond. We actually just partnered up with Macy's. They'll be raising money for our organization through all 120 of they do that because of platforms.
Amazing. And obviously you have an incredible, ground roots system and a lot of support. But as you just said, you're starting to run out of supplies. So it sounds like you could use, an influx from the federal government where you are. It sounds like even though you have so much support and you do have so many volunteers who are willing to help, at a certain point you've got to have somebody delivering you the supplies, correct?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's only day 2. By tomorrow, we really think we will have some of the logistics supplies running to this area. But they're definitely going to be limited. And, the important thing is just for people to stay put and be safe and let the supplies that we have go to the people that are here. Systems are strained across the entire community. Police, fire, food. There's no electricity. There's still a lot of damage across roads. Homes are damaged. I mean, we had people sleeping in their cars in the community last night. A lot of families just sleeping in their cars because they can't sleep in their homes. It rained pretty heavily last night too. So, what was that?
Sorry, thank you. I was just going to ask how the weather's doing, and you answered part of that question. It rained, but we did hear that there were supposed to be some incredibly high temperatures.
Yeah, it's over 90 degrees here right now, and it's hot. It's just hot. It's muggy and hot, and we're used to that weather, but we're used to it in air conditioning. One of the things I've always said is you can't live in these conditions for very long without climate control, and there is no climate control because there's no electricity.
Well, Rob Gaudet, I am so glad that we were able to talk to you and finally get a connection through, because you've just given us all some very, very important information, especially important to those people who are on the ground near you and are, like we said, are having trouble getting supplies, getting communication, getting their message out. So it's good to know that people just need to stay where they are right now if they can. Right, Rob? That's the main message.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't leave your home at the moment if you can help it, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're hearing from the officials, and we're just repeating what they're saying, to stay where you are and until, you get the green light to return. But that's what the officials are saying, and we're just repeating what they're saying, to stay where you are.
Right. All right. Well, Rob Gaudet, thank you so much for all that you're doing down there, and we really hope you get that second wave of supplies in soon, because it sounds like the need is great.
Yes, ma'am. It really is, and appreciate you guys putting the word out. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right.